What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch fam. I hope you guys are doing fantastic tonight. Hope everybody has had a great weekend and a fantastic Sunday. Hope you guys are ready for a live, real 2025 fantasy football draft here on the Catch. We're hopping into our community's first 2025 draft of the upcoming season. So we're super stoked to be here tonight. League number 2 is drafting tonight. We're going to have a ton of fantasy drafts going on over the next couple of weeks. And calendar is always a little bit random, but league number 2 came up first this year. So this is going to be a really fun draft, really good competitive league, full PPR, 1 QB, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, tight end, 2 flex spots, 5 bench spots. And we're super pumped for this one. So we got Pete in the house. Pete is drafting in this league as well. What's going on, man?
Not much. I'm excited. I did a little prep for the 1-4, but I'm picking at the 110 because all our leagues get confused. But I'm happy. I'm fine with it. Did plenty of mocking at the back end. I know what to expect. I'm ready. I'm pumped. First draft of the year. Let's do it. No more preseason. This is regular season football right here.
Let's go. So we'll be starting in about a minute here. And I'm going to go ahead and send out final warnings across the board just so everybody has a chance to get here. But you guys know how it goes. We start promptly in all of these drafts. So we send out a final warning on Discord. Looks like everybody's here. Maybe. I don't know. Find out. We have a lot of preseason to discuss. Actually, we're starting. But yeah, I didn't get to watch every game yesterday, but I caught most of the highlights and everything. I mean, Ashton Genty looking
good,
like the Ashton Genty we wanted to see.
Yeah.
By the way, the draft is kicking off. It's set to 2 minutes per pick. I'm thinking halfway through I'll change that to like a minute and a half, just so you guys are aware. But yeah, let's do it. Any fantasy football questions you guys have, throw them in the live chat. Let's talk some fantasy football. This is a tough spot to be in right here, I feel like.
The 1-3, yeah, not ideal.
Bijan falls. I'm super happy here. I don't think Chase is ever going to fall here. I just think there's a lot of directions you could go. A lot of very good skill position players here. I think CeeDee Lamb's fine here, for example, or JJ. But I think I want to kind of go running back early in tonight's draft. And I'm going to have to go Saquon here.
Ooh, okay. I like it. He's not worried about the Madden curse, not going to overthink. It's best not to overthink a high pick, I think.
I'm not worried about Saquon personally. Once again, Gibbs, Lamb, JJ, whoever you go with there, I don't think it's the wrong pick. But it is a tough spot because I feel like the 1-1, 1-2, you just have a lot less uncertainty. But listen, I was super high on Saquon last year, and I'm not worried about Saquon in 2025. So put my money where my mouth is. By the way, guys, I'm still a little sick. So if I sound awful tonight, I'm sorry. And I do apologize for not being able to stream last night. But yeah, preseason. We don't want to talk too much about the draft folds going on. We'll go over all the teams at the end, but we don't want to sway the draft in any way. So let's talk a little bit preseason. I don't know if anyone will watch the Chargers-Rams game, but that was a heck of a game.
That was a good finish. I watched the end of that. I saw Stetson Bennett, threw the ball 40 times. I couldn't name – we went through the skill positions of the Rams yesterday. We couldn't name a single guy that was playing out there. But, yeah, it looked like it. I mean, Trey Lance might be a backup. Might actually be a backup.
Yeah. and it's a good place for quarterbacks to go, I think. So, but yeah, he looked good again. We had a large slate yesterday, and then we do have a couple games going on right now. Bills, Bears, Bengals, my Commanders. So see what happens. But yeah, Friday evening kicked off with the Titans and Falcons, and we did get a little Cam Ward in that game, but it wasn't as exciting as the first Cam Ward start. But there were some good throws, drop passes, but 2 of 7 for 42 yards. Not as exciting. No Calvin Ridley out there. Let's not overreact to it. LKO Banner did get involved, though.
He did. It was nice to see. And who else? There was somebody else who had a big game for them. Gunnar Helm, the rookie tight end out of Texas, had a nice game for them. So that's some positive signs, at least.
I didn't know Trevor Siemian was still in the league, but he is. So.
Another thing we talked about, random guys like McCall Hardman had 2 catches for the Packers yesterday. I guess he's in Green Bay. Like guys that you thought were not in the NFL, still hanging around, getting camp invites, playing in preseason games. Kind of wild.
The Falcons had nobody of interest play the whole game. Literally. Maybe DJ Chark, I guess. In terms of the Chiefs Seahawks, which was also Friday night, we'll start with the Chiefs. We saw a lot of running backs out there. We saw really nobody of interest, a receiver, except speaking of players still in the NFL, Robert Tonyan is on the Chiefs, which I also didn't know.
Keep scoring touchdowns.
Yeah, he looked good too. But we'll see what happens there. I mean, we saw Pacheco, Carson Steele, Rashard Smith, Eli Mitchell, like everyone except Kareem Hunt. So I don't know what to make of it. I think it's like kind of smoke, and I think Pacheco might just be the guy who's out there. So that's my.
I think it has to be because literally everybody else looked horrible. Like they were, I think it was like 2.3 yards a carry those running backs had. Like the Chiefs couldn't run at all, which was kind of a little concerning. If you think about it, now Rashee Rice, is he ever going to get suspended? It doesn't look like it. I don't know, man. The NFL just different rules for guys, I guess.
Yeah, it's a weird.
I did hear that the NFL they wanted 10 games, and the PA is fighting them tooth and nail. They're saying you can't suspend them 10 games, and that's why it's like getting put off and going to another arbiter. Like it's a whole disaster.
Yeah, we talked about that on Friday night stream, or I talked about it, and I don't know what to expect, but I think it is worrisome for fantasy. Like if he ends up getting a mid-season suspension, and the fact that the NFL is supposedly coming in at a 10 game, and even if they want to get that down, I think most people's guess right now is 6 games. But if it comes like week 4 and then he's out weeks 5 through 10 or 11 or whatever, then that feels very bad for fantasy. Mm-hmm. And his ADP is all over the place right now. But in terms of the Seahawks, that run game under this Clint Kubiak system looks good. Very good. And we haven't even seen Kenneth Walker out there. The offensive line looks, I know it's preseason, but the offensive line looks vastly improved.
I think it's a little simplified zone blocking scheme for these guys. Okay. So that's going to help. The question is, what's it going to look like if they have to pass the ball and it's like Sam Darnold and teams are like, we're lighting up Sam Darnold. We know he doesn't like pressure. Let's see how they look against an 8-man box,
Sure.
Or whatever. Drew Lock will sling it. Like Drew Lock in the preseason, just say, screw it. Somebody's down there 25 yards. I'll throw it. Who cares?
Drew Lock also looking like a good backup. That's my guy.
I expect him, like him, Jared Stidham. Everyone's like, Jared Stidham, MVP of the preseason. Like, Jared Stidham started multiple games for multiple, like, he should dominate the preseason playing against second and third stringers. Like, he's a professional.
Hey, I love me some backup quarterbacks. So, Packers Colts. This was a very uneventful game. Packers are so banged up. You saw really nobody. I mean, Malik Willis was out there. He looked really bad though. But Marshawn Lloyd got hurt in this game, who most people are still like crowning as the, handcuffed to own in terms of Packers running backs, and now I don't know who it's going to be. But this was a gross game. The Colts offense looks awful. Michael Pittman did have 2 catches. Daniel Jones still looks bad. Richardson looks bad. There's nothing for us to take away from this game. Patriots Vikings. Josh Dobbs out there against his former team.
Astronaut, baby.
Yeah. I got to lock in real quick. Oh, I don't know what direction I want to go here.
Quarterback.
Yeah, quarterback. I was really hoping Chase Brown would be here, or Buck. I don't think Bucky was going to be there. But yeah, I was really hoping for Chase Brown. Anytime I'm at first 4 picks of the draft, whether I go receiver or running back, if I can come around, Chase Brown feels like that guy that I really want. But it's a good pick there by Busta. We did see a little Drake May. Saw some more Trayvon Henderson. We saw him score another touchdown. He's going to continue to rise in AD. Well, maybe not rise, but solidify where he is in drafts. Doesn't take a whole lot. Efton Chisholm is a preseason hero. 6 catches, 71 receiving yards, a tutty. Look great. Might make the roster. It's still a lot of receivers in that roster room. So
none of them are feel any good besides Stephon Diggs. So I could see it. Hey, it's a white guy out of Eastern Washington, a la Cooper Kupp. I mean, shoot. Perfect fit for New England.
I was hoping for Jacobs at this point. I really wanted to go double hero RB, which I still think I'm going to do. It's a tough pick. I'm glad we have 2 minutes. And there's still some good receivers here. Don't get me wrong. I have a tough. I try not to say too much while the draft's going on. I still have some issues with some of the players right here at the running back position. And I think that the receiver value is good enough that by the time I drafted to 3-3, I don't feel like maybe I should just go quarterback. Take Josh Allen off the board here.
That would be something.
I think there's a running back available who most people feel like is the obvious answer, but to me, I have concerns. So this is a tough pick for me.
We can talk about the concerns when we get to my pick, 310 at the front.
Let's give me Lad. Okay. Let's go Lad.
Oh, Lad.
I think the hysteria of the Chargers injuries. I mean, if we were doing this draft and Rashawn Slater never got hurt, Lad would already be gone. I think a lot of people just warmed up to running backs in the second round, so I'm not going to overthink it. But we'll discuss a little bit more when I see Jonathan Taylor was a pick there that I'm like, I just have concerns about the Colts offense. It's not JT.
I knew that was the guy you were not wanting to draft right there.
I'm fine with JT there. I really am. And it's a great start. Barkley, JT. I mean, even for Chase, getting Jamar Chase and JT is great. And I love JSN as the pick there too. But and once again, I mean, it's just tough picks here. All right, Vikings. Ooh, that backup QB spot's wide open. It feels like
Max Brosner over here taking that job.
Yeah.
Which, side note, I've been getting it. I got into a fight with Vikings social media talking. I was like, it's surprised how good, because he's looked good. He's been like, okay, this could be the backup. Definitely should make the roster. Your third string. I'm like surprised because he was incredibly mediocre last year at Minnesota, and they lost their mind. I was like, guys, he threw for 18 touchdowns, 2,800 yards, and 6 picks. That's just insanely mediocre for a college football quarterback. When you look at a guy like whatever, I'm like, he was undrafted for a reason, guys. He's fine. He's not Tom Brady over here.
Sam Howell was 1 of 5 for 13 yards.
Awful. Yeah. They had to bench him basically.
That's my guy right there.
That's the Sam Howell I've heard all training camp. I think game 1 was an admiration for him. Or maybe the Texans are just really bad on the back end. I don't know.
I don't know if you disagree, but not a lot to report in terms of the receiving game. Ty Felton, 2 catches.
Had a
Uh,
fumble on. They're trying to get him as the returner. They don't have a return man as the
yeah,
problem.
Rondo
Because Moore
Morse.
went down. Yeah, there's nothing. Lucky Jackson's going to be their 5th receiver, and Thayer Thomas could be the sleeper guy that makes the team when because of Addison's suspension. But
See, this
it's
is my
not.
sorry to interrupt. This is my other issue. Is I really like Kyron Williams, but I knew Tommy would pick Kyron Williams. I know Tommy is like the one person for sure who is as confident in Kyron Williams as I am. So I just knew if I didn't go JT or Kyron there, they probably wouldn't be back here, which is fine. It just kind of puts me in a position where there's still a lot of good running backs here, I think, that will certainly not be back again on the board. But we're just kind of committing to a hero RB approach. So I'll take a receiver here. Get kind of the 4 with Lad and the upside of T. Sorry to interrupt here.
No, that's total. This is more important, but that's the spot right there. I like that. Safe, very safe with Lad and T, because Lad's not making it back to you if you go with like Kyron at the 210.
Yeah, maybe I do go JT or Kyron at the 210, and maybe JSN is there at the 3-3, which I'm also okay with. But I'm okay with Lad and T right here. All right, let me say what's up to the chat. Get caught up here. Then we'll keep going through the preseason games. Tommy LeBron's good to see you guys. LeBron's take Drake May at 5. Chance, time to dominate. Braxton, personality or body? Always personality. Taylor.
Not in not in fantasy. Always the body, never the personality.
How early taking Monty? I think at his current ADP, he's a very good value. But I hope he stays at his current value. I draft Monty with confidence. Good luck to everyone drafting for sure. I forgot to say that. Tommy almost went CD at 2. I would have been very happy if you did. But I'm okay with I think Bijan is the right pick at 1-2. One man keeper league asks Shadow is wicked. Keep Kyron to lose an 8th or Bowers to lose the 10th. Oh, we've talked about this a few times.
Keeping Bowers and losing the 10th.
Well, the thing with this league is he doesn't have a tight end spot. It's a tight end or receiver spot. So tight end value is like way, way lower. Because you don't actually have to play a tight end. So like Brock Bowers is basically just a receiver in this league. And well, Brock Bowers, you could argue will be the highest scoring tight end in fantasy this year. He won't be the highest scoring wide receiver. But once again,
last year,
if you want to keep Bowers, it's fine. But I think I just keep Kyron here. We've gone through this one a couple of times. I really think either pick is fine. I think Bowers loses a little bit of steam in this format. B-Rob getting shopped is wild. Yeah, it doesn't really make a lot of sense because he's still on his rookie contract. He's not really in a position to get a new contract this year. But he will make the video coming out early this week about players we should maybe be panicking on. Although he goes pretty late in drafts, so.
This whole new front office, they had all this great positive momentum, all the good juju, and it looks like they've completely thrown it out the window with this past offseason. They made it to the NFC Championship game, they changed the culture, and now they're trading for guys and paying guys that aren't on the team, and you're not paying your guys that you kind of trading for Debo and not paying Terry McLaurin is a masterclass in horrendous front office work by this team.
Right? I do feel like we're having an awful offseason. I don't feel great. I mean, it's always a tough division. I don't underestimate any team in the NFC East, even the Giants. But there's been a lot of weird reporting about Brian Robinson Jr. over the past 5 days or whatever. And I mean, I don't really feel like we have the backfield to trade. I feel like he's a very valuable player for our system. I like JCM as much as the next guy, but he's got a shoulder injury. And then there's names like Nick Nichols and Rodriguez, but like I think B-Rob is pretty vital to this offense. And like once again, we're not in a position to really trade him. like like
No.
where you know the contract is like exactly where you want it to be. If he's not going to be on the team next year, then this is the perfect contract, right? But I could also see this kind of being like the Rashad White situation last offseason, where like there are rumors of a trade and all this, and like whatever, and then like he's just on the team, and it is what it is. So I could see it blowing over. You're gonna get a lot of trade rumors this time of year. I could also see it happening because I guess we got a clear route for Terry. I don't know. Maybe he'll be a package with Terry to whatever team.
They're not trading Terry,
All right.
but they're not signing him either, which is
All right.
I don't know.
What's up, J Dubs? Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. The Bengals be interested in B-Rob. I doubt it. I mean, the Bengals are trying to trade Hendrickson, right? So
yeah, officially.
Yeah, listening to calls at least. So the Bengals, if they're going to add anything, it's got to be on defense at this point, right? I mean, I stand by the Bengals are fully confident in Chase Brown as their RB1. I don't think that's changing. If they bring someone in, it's to maybe like soften the Zach Moss situation. But I think they're going to roll Chase Brown, Samaje Brooks, and Samaje Perine and Tajay Brooks. So I think they're happy with that RB room. What's up, Andrea? Aaron Report in the house. Good to see you. Round 3 is a tough decision. One in JSN and don't like Hill. John knows me too well. Yeah, I knew you'd go Kyron. Dude. LeBron's. I feel like you always draft Josh Allen every year. Hey, you got a tough wide receiver 1, tight end 1, QB 1. All right, getting back to some preseason action. Dolphins still have Zach Wilson on their team. We do have like this Devon Achane injury, soft tissue injury going on. Looking at days to weeks is the report. I don't know what that's supposed to mean from Mike McDaniel.
Thanks, Mike. Mike.
So I do think it was worth keeping an eye on Ollie Gordon, who looked good in this game, as well as Jalen
both
Wright.
Games.
Yeah. I mean, Gordon's looked arguably better in the preseason than Jalen Wright. But outside of that, I mean, once again, we have nothing to report. Nobody of importance here. Quinn Ayers did look okay. That quarterback battle. In terms of the Lions, once again, like, I don't know, we saw some Hendon Hooker who doesn't look good. Isaac Tesla, that's going to be the big name here.
Tesla. You got to emphasize the Tesla. Stupid Lion fans over here glazing him up.
Did have a touchdown, 4 catches, 41 yards, 10.2 yards per catch. Looking like he could take over Timmy Patrick's role. But Tim Patrick is a good blocker. We'll see what's more important to the scheme this year without Ben Johnson. But he's going to be on the team either way. So. All right, got to lock in. Sorry, guys. I know I've wiped my nose like 100 times on the stream already. Running backs going heavy in this draft.
Aggressive, yeah. I'm kind of regretting not going running back now with the 4-3, but I felt good with Terry. I said to myself when I picked a 310, if Terry's on the board, I got to take him coming back around.
Running backs at a premium, but we'll see it. I'm calling it now. In a round or two, it's going to flip. Be way more of everything else going to start to go. That's
good because I don't need that. I can take a running back and then the running backs will be there for me.
Would be good. Dylan Gabriel looked okay. I know he threw a pick.
That was not his fault. That pick 6 was not his fault. It was the tight end's fault. He alligator arm. He's throwing it to the tight end, and he alligator arm. He literally goes like this because there's a receiver behind him thinking it's going to that receiver, and there's a defender in between them, and it goes right to the defender. So he's kind of sold right there.
Really, when you look at the week 1 preseason game for Shedeur, versus Dylan Gabriel. I mean, Shedeur threw 2 touchdowns. Dylan Gabriel threw 0, but take away the picks and interception, like the stats are very, very, very close, almost identical. So do what you want with that information. The Browns might have 7 quarterbacks going into the year. We'll find out.
This is true.
Snoop Huntley did play 10 of 13. Other than that, there's really, I mean, Cedric Tillman had a catch. Really nothing to report. We didn't see Dylan Sampson or anyone else that's worth paying attention to. Deontay Johnson had a catch. He's still around. For the Eagles, nothing to really report here. A.J. Dillon had 3 touches. They just traded today for, my cold is getting to me. The Texans wide receiver, John Mechie.
Yeah, for the tight end. They swapped.
Sick to anyone just tuning in. My brain is dead. The Eagles always are. I feel like they're the place where wide receiver 3 or 4s go to die. Like Jahan Dotson, name whoever's been the wide receiver 3 over behind AJ Brown and Devonta Smith the past few years.
Because they have a quarterback who doesn't throw the football in the regular season or basically ever until the Super Bowl.
So it's just not a system where it's really just a depth move. But other than that, not a lot to report for the Eagles. We know what that roster is going to look like going into week 1. Panthers, not as exciting as week 1 versus the Texans. Bryce Young was 0 of 2. Chuba Hubbard at 2 touches.
Getting worried about the Panthers.
Rico Dowdle at 2 touches. Trevor Etienne was a bit involved. But no exciting big drive like we got against the Browns. No Jalen Coker, no T-Mac. Texans, C.J. Stroud was 6 of 8 for 44 passing yards and a tutty, which went to British Brooks. I don't even know who that is, but that's who scored. Nick Chubb did have 5 touches for 25 rushing yards. Do what you want with that. It was good to see Nick Chubb active because there's been some weird reporting around him. The touchdown went to Nico Collins. Sorry. British Brooks was the running back who scored in that game. My mistake. So good to see little Stroud and Nico for sure. John Mechie had a catch, interestingly enough. Christian Kirk had 2 catches. Jaden Higgins a catch. Jalen Noel a catch. So this is basically, I think, what we are expecting out of that passing game going into week 1. Niners, Raiders. Brock Purdy, 5 of 7, 66 passing yards. That was it. Ricky Pearsall, 3 catches for 42 receiving yards, though. That was good to see, to say the least. Oh, it's a tough pick, man. It's a tough pick. I'm going to hammer out those flex spots. I'm going to go J-Mo here. See what happens. All right. Demarcus Robinson had 3 catches for 44 receiving yards. I'm still kind of in this boat where I feel like Demarcus Robinson can have a role if Jawan Jennings is banged up. If Brandon Ayuk's not back till week 6 or whatever. I feel like when you look at this depth chart, Demarcus Robinson is the most talented receiver in terms of a next man up. So I think he's a player to watch. Had some big moments over the last 2 years for the Rams. Raiders. Geno Smith was 6 of 8, which was nice to see. Brock Bowers had a catch. Trey Tucker, Jacoby Myers involved. Sincere McCormick is still on this roster, if anybody is wondering. But the big story coming out of this one, of course, we saw a lot of action out of Ashton Genty. 7 carries, 33 yards, and capped off that drive with a touchdown. He was trucking people. It's looking like the Ashton Genty that we've all been waiting and wanting to see. So that was exciting. See how it bleeds over into week 1. But much more exciting than the 3 carries for 6 yards or whatever it was the week before.
Yeah, everyone was screaming bust after one preseason game. It's like, chill. He did get hurt too. He got hurt, came back out, and trucked the guy and
Yeah.
scored. So
That
that
is
was
a
very
good point.
promising.
Yeah, the getting hurt was worrisome for a lot of people for 5 minutes or whatever.
It was another one. It was basic. It was almost a hip drop again. Like it's these full speeds trying to drag a guy down from behind that are a little scary. Like guys are getting rolled up on and tweaking stuff. Everybody's too strong now.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Chargers Rams, I know we touched on. The big thing for me to take away from this game was Trey Harris looked really good. It's another guy who people were giving up on. Keandre Lambert-Smith was who did have a fine game, 2 catches, 66 yards, and Keenan Allen's there. But Trey Harris still a relatively early draft selection, 6 catches for 85 yards. Looked really good in this matchup. So keep an eye on Harris. Omarion Hampton had 2 touches for 12 rushing yards. Not a ton of involvement. We'll survive. In terms of the Rams, nothing to report. Jarquez Hunter, I guess, is worth reporting. 15 touches, 55 yards. Blake Corum, 4 touches, 22 rushing yards. In terms of who you may or may not think is the handcuff to Kyron Williams. Bucks, Steelers. We did see some Bucky Irving. 8 touches, 12 total yards for Bucky on the ground. Sean Tucker had 4 touches for 6 yards on the ground. And I think the big thing here is we saw a receiving touchdown by Bucky Irving where he was.
Great catch by Bucky.
They're going to line up Bucky Irving as a wide receiver. That could change the whole outlook here. And then Emeka Egbuka, the touchdown catch from Teddy Bridgewater. An athletic catch at that. I mean, I've been saying it all offseason long. This Bucs offense is going to be very good for fantasy this year. I do think it's worth noting that Jalen McMillan got a little banged up, back/neck injury, seen in a neck brace afterwards. So that could be even more valuable for a player like Emeka Egbuka, who they're already expecting Godwin to miss some time. So, I mean, McMillan could be out there week 1, could be out there practicing today. I don't know, but worth noting for sure. So I think that was all positive takeaways for the Bucs offense. Steelers, on the other hand, Caleb Johnson did have a lot of involvement in this game. 11 touches, 50 yards on the ground, and he had a catch. So that was good to see. Other than that, I don't think I have anything to report for the Steelers. Roman Wilson, 2 catches, 72 yards, I guess. I still think Calvin Austin's going to be the wide receiver 2 there. Jets and Giants. In terms of the Jets,
Ready for the Jets.
Justin Fields is a little rough in this game. Not as exciting as the previous week for Fields. 1 of 5 passing, 4 passing yards, 1 rush for 5 yards. Braylon Allen, 7 touches, 34 rushing yards. Breece Hall, 7 touches, 26 rushing yards. So I don't want to overreact here, but it was not as exciting as week 1 preseason. In terms of receiving game, really nothing to report. Quentin Skinner had a touchdown reception. Mason Taylor had a catch. That's about it. Jackson Dart looked pretty good in this game. Once again, though, I mean, all the Giants quarterbacks looked fine. Tommy DeVito did throw a pick, and so did Russell Wilson. But, I think we're expecting some interceptions by the Giants quarterbacks at the end of the day. But yeah, I mean, everyone was involved, and Jackson Dart looked the best. Tyrone Tracy, 7 carries for 39 yards. Jackson Dart had a rushing touchdown. Devin Singletary came back from the grave, had a touchdown, and Jameis Winston had a rushing touchdown. So, yeah, a lot going on there. Receiving game, they got a lot of players had 1 catch by the Giants. Greg Dulcich is on the Giants. Wow.
Yeah, that was another one we talked about. I think did he have the touchdown?
He had a touchdown. 20-yard touchdown. Zach Pascal's on the Giants. What a random team. Low Jordan Humphrey. It's like a Madden roster. So, yeah, I don't think there's a lot to report here. We got a lot of different players. Catches by the Giants, Ravens, Cowboys. Cooper Rush had some struggles in this game. He didn't end up throwing a touchdown. He got most of the snaps against his former team for the Ravens. Not as much excitement in terms of the Ravens' backfield. Didn't have Rashid Ali continues to look pretty good, but Dearness Johnson, he was on the Ravens, had a touchdown. Receiving wise for the Ravens, once again, nobody to report. Devontae Walker is maybe saving himself a roster spot. That's about it. Cowboys looked pretty dreadful, to say the least. I think most people at this point in the offseason would just be looking at the Cowboys' run game. Miles Sanders, Deuce Vaughn, Phil Maffa. Sanders 7 carries, Deuce Vaughn 5, Phil Maffa 3. No Javonte Williams. All right, Cardinals, Broncos. Clayton Tune still on the Cardinals. Let's go. Mari DeMarcado, 6 touches. Michael Carter, 8 touches. If you're looking at who might be there behind Trey Benson and James Conner. Receiving wise, very bland game. Nothing to report. The Cardinals did look very good in this one. Broncos, once again, we're not looking at a ton of potential starters, but we did see involvement out of RJ Harvey, the rookie running back. He did score a touchdown. Audric Estime did have 9 touches. Jaleel McLaughlin had 3 touches. Receiving rights, some names to go over. Pat Bryant, 4 catches, 70 yards. Troy Franklin coming back, maybe saving a roster spot. 4 catches, 67 yards, 2 touchdowns for Troy Franklin. Evan Ingram had a big catch for 58 receiving yards. And I think this is another one of those offenses that is going to be very good for fantasy this year. But I think there's a big battle. I still think Marvin Mims is a wide receiver too. Then we look after Mims, Pat Bryant, Troy Franklin, see who ends up being the guy. And maybe one of those guys does beat out Marvin Mims. Be interesting to see. Jaguars and Saints. We did see some Trevor Lawrence. He was 8 of 10 for 76 passing yards and a tutty. And I believe that touchdown went to Parker Washington. Rushing, we saw Bashaw Tune, Travis Etienne, and Tank Bigsby. Tune got the most carries, which makes sense. He did score a touchdown. Did see 2 catches by Brian Thomas Jr. And we saw no Travis Hunter because he is dealing with an upper body injury. Saints, this game was also a tie, if anyone's wondering. Tyler Shuck was 9 of 12. Spencer Rattler is 18 of 24 for a tutty and a pick. Saw some Kendre Miller. Saw some Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Receiving wise, Rashid Shaheed had 3 catches. Chris Olave had 2 catches. Cam Akers, 3 catches. So do what you want with that information. Yeah. All right, let me get caught back up with the chat. Felt McBride was better than Higgins or JSN. You get the positional advantage. I prefer a wide receiver there, but it's okay. Henderson went at pick 25 in my Eliminator draft today. Yeah. I mean, Eliminator ADP, I feel like, is all over the place, but that feels high. Thank you, Ray Gamer. I am feeling much better than yesterday, but yeah, it's constant drainage. And like when I'm talking for an hour straight or whatever, it doesn't help. But it's okay. Still have the Allen jersey from, what was that? That was year 1 at the channel, or that was year 2? That was year 2.
Sorry, my damn dog's losing his mind.
Kind of wished I drafted Dak that year. Yeah, I remember the rules for the winner was you had to pick a player from your team. That's who you got for the prize. That was like 3 years ago. Bears offense looks great, by the way. Yeah, I know that game's going on right now. A couple of Loveland chunk plays. And, of course, Zacchaeus, the one who scores touchdown.
Yeah, but I don't think the Bills are playing anybody.
Doesn't look like it. 6 of 10, 107 passing yards, and a passing touchdown by Caleb Williams. DJ Moore did have 2 catches. Colston Loveland, 2 catches. Cole Kmet, a catch. And then, yeah, Alamide Zacchaeus, 36-yard touchdown. But in terms of running backs, we have Deion Hankins out there. For the Bills, we have Mike White, Ray Davis, Josh Palmer, Elijah Moore. Doesn't look like, other than DeMar Hamlin, which I don't know if he's even really a true starter anyways. We have any starters for the Bills out there.
Can I talk about how gutted I was that I didn't get Joe Burrow right there, by the way?
Yes. Let's take a look at
I'm just devastated.
This has been a tough draft so far and an interesting draft for sure. But I think that the QB run, I've been saying this like the past couple of streams, like the QB run will start earlier than you think.
I was 95% sure I could get Burrow on the back end. I almost drafted him at the 5'10", and I was like, I think I can sneak him back around because I knew I couldn't get Monty back around, and I didn't. I'm 50-50 on Aaron Jones, and I was like, oh, I'm devastated. So I just like, Baker's never coming back to me, so I'm just, screw it. I'm done with my quarterback.
Yeah, you either take the risk there and see if, like, I think you'll feel very sad if at the 7-10 there's no quarterbacks between the 6-3 and the 7-10.
Yeah.
But then once again, Baker may have gone in that range. He's kind of still up in that elite type of tier. I got to go Tony Pollard here. You guys know who I wanted here. It's DeAndre Swift. He's long gone. But I'll go Pollard. It's fine. But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of, like, I forgot about Xavier Worthy. Like, he falls to the 5-6. And a lot of mocks right now. I mean, he sometimes goes in the third, but we'll go in the fourth. So that's a great value. We saw a lot of really good running back value in the fifth as well. RJ Harvey, Isaiah Pacheco, Monty, and Aaron Jones all gone. And a lot of really good wide receiver value. But we've seen this in a lot of mocks. Like the wide receiver value between the fifth and the sixth, beginning of the seventh, is really solid. So I didn't think it was interesting. Mahomes, Burrow, Mayfield off the board. And even like, I mean, Jalen Hurts in the fifth is a great value, no matter how you want to slice it. It's tough. Like, if you're trying to follow a specific strategy, most of the strategies I implement, like, I'm not taking a quarterback early, but Hurts in the fifth is just a tough pass. It's a great value. But yeah, I mean, Henderson gone at the 4-4. Hampton gone at the 3-6. I don't think there's anything too crazy. We do see Adams fall back to the 4-7. I think you got a really good value on Terry at the 4-3. But that's about where they're going in mocks right now. I feel like James Conner went a little. I guess not. Because Conner at the 4-12 is pretty typical. I do really like Monty in the fifth for you as well. I was going to go Monty over Sutton or J-Mo and decided to take the upside at receiver.
I love that Sutton pick. I love the Higgins Sutton pick. Like, you have three, like, maybe your ceiling's not quite there at the wide receiver position, but like your floor is insanely high with those your first three wideouts.
Yeah, I'm really, really committed to the hero RB over here. I was really hoping for Swift as I knew there's a good chance I wouldn't land Swift, especially everybody knowing that I love him. But
you could. This is all subterfuge. The Bears aren't going to run a single running play this year with Ben Johnson. They're going to throw the ball 70 times a game. It's all a trick.
This next pick is tough too. Addison and I'm kind of glad Addison and Myers get picked here by Chase, because those are the two that make it really tough for me with this next pick. I don't think I could pass on either of those guys. But there's still some good receivers available. There's a lot of good players available. Couldn't pass my guy JD5 at the 4-11, not liking Pickens as my wide receiver 1. Yeah, I do like Pickens a lot this year, but I would prefer him as like a wide receiver 2. But yeah, I mean, once again, JD5, a good value there. It's tough. Good.
I was like, I like Pickens until he gets into a fight and suspended for 5 games because he's not getting the ball enough, even though he's got 30 targets a game or something.
Yeah, I just think it's tough to go early QB and early tight end. So we'll see how
You're gonna do it. It's too good. I mean, they're not the worst two to do if you're gonna do it. Same with Bowers and Allen.
You know, if you hit on the right receivers and flex spots throughout this draft, Tommy, your team's gonna be absolutely loaded. Would you trade away Ridley for Adams? That's a good question. It really depends on your personal worry over Matthew Stafford. I think I'd still take Adams. Like I like Ridley a lot. It maybe depends on the rest of the roster here, Alex. But I feel like Adams has produced without good quarterback play, anyways. I don't know. I mean, you look at consensus. The consensus tells you Adams. You know, he goes way before Ridley. At least 2 rounds before Ridley. This is a tough spot. There's a lot of good receivers available here. But I just know by the time I draft again, I feel like I got to go running back here. I'm going Tyrone Tracy. I like the Ricky Pearsall pick a lot, Tommy. I mean, it's way against his ADP. Like, he's not going to be there at the 8-11, or you're really risking people following true ADP if he is. I'll tell you, if Pearsall's there at the 8-10, I probably would have taken him. So I like that pick a lot, Tommy. Chat, would you guys trade away Ridley for Adams? And Frizzle asks, is taking Tracy over Mixon crazy? No, because I just did it. So no. Would not say it is crazy. Scadaboo's banged up. Tracy's the RB1 week 1. We'll see what happens after the first couple weeks.
And Russell Wilson's here that we heard that nugget the other day. Russell Wilson check down master to the running back.
Yeah. But I've been high on Tracy all off season too. So what's going on, Axis Smith? Do I drop Benson for JCM mid Brian Robinson trade rumors? I mean, here's the issue. B-Rob doesn't get traded, then what is JCM? Like, he's a really valuable bench player, I think. But he's still going to have to beat out B-Rob as well as Eckler for touches, you know? Now, B-Rob has a history of getting hurt, but this is like, I think for redraft, sometimes these situations come to like full swing. Sometimes it's kind of that preseason like blur, you know what I mean? I think Trey Benson is a bit more of a valuable handcuff because if Connor goes down, I think he's in there as the RB1. But to play devil's advocate, I mean, like we saw last year at times with that backfield for the Cardinals, like Amari DeMarcado, DJ Dallas, Michael Carter, like there are other running backs there, you know. It's kind of a similar backfield almost. Chat, what do you guys think? Would you rather have Trey Benson on the bench or JCM? I think I'm still leaning Trey Benson. Caleb's looking like the MVP. All the Bears fans, get in here. It's your moment.
Too bad I can't use my channel emojis over there on that chat because we got our Caleb nail polish emoji ready to roll over
Tyson
here.
Badgett is in at this point.
Tyson Badgett is going like Ben Johnson is in love with Tyson Badgett. He is in love with that guy.
I feel like Tyson Badgett could be put in on like some trick plays or something. Gadget player. Taylor says Pollard is great value. What I was really hoping for, and I'm okay with Pollard, Tracy, but what I really wanted was Swift, then Pollard. And looking at the board, seeing 4 wide receivers gone to Tommy and Chase there, I think I may have pulled it off. I don't know. Maybe one of them would have wanted Pollard over the receivers there, but looking at their rosters, I don't think so. Maybe. But yeah, I need a running back there for sure. Pollard, Tracy, I'm okay with. Oh, Chase says he wanted Pollard. Okay. Yeah. So either way, I would have had Swift, Tracy, or Pollard, Tracy. Caleb Williams go for 5K yards this year. The Bears fans are back. We do have a strong Bears. We have a strong Bears and Packers community and Vikings community.
I can't wait for week 1. I can't wait. Got to play a real defense week 1. Make them cry again.
We have a Lions community. We got Cats in here as a Lions fan. So. But yeah, week 1, Vikings, Bears.
Packers, Lions too.
Oh, yeah,
NFC North all over.
Had my first draft on August 28th, pretty much every day from 28th to the 3rd. Nice. Tommy, I feel like every draft, whatever you're planning on doing, never happens. I do like the Pearsall pick a lot for you. But hey, like I said, he hit on the right wide receivers the rest of the way. I think that you could absolutely smash this draft. Man, Roma Dunze falls to the 7-9. I feel like he usually goes a little earlier. Would I have taken Pickens as my wide receiver 1 over DJ Moore? Yeah, that's a tough bunch there. Pickens, J-Mo, Moore, Worthy, Flowers, Hunter. I mean, it's a really good stretch of receivers, but I think I agree. I think I'd lean for the floor. Who's going to get the wide receiver 1 volume? I think I lean DJ Moore and arguably Xavier Worthy. Worthy at 5'6", still a really, really good value. Thanks, Ray Gamer. Trying not to blow my nose too much on stream tonight. Tommy, I'm reaching up Pearsall, but could pay off. Hey, there's no such thing as reaching. Just go get your guys. LeBron's, give me the future CT legend Olave. Like it. You got Waddle and Olave there. So LeBron's the other team here. He goes early QB, early tight end. See how it shakes out. You got good picks at running back in the 4th and 5th, and Chuba and Harvey. Not big on DJ Moore, crowded receiver room. There are a lot of mouths to feed. Yeah, I mean, I guess Tommy also got the Jaden and Debo stack. Now, I'll say this, like, if McLaurin ends up not on this roster, then Debo, in terms of volume, might end up being a very, very good pick. Even if he's still Debo at the end of the day. What's up, Albert? Great gamer. Like your team so far. Thanks for trusting the process. I think Pete got a good value there on Stephon Diggs. Hopefully Debo stays healthy. Yeah, and I still like Debo more if McLaurin is back, which I think he will be.
Yeah, Debo can't beat #1 corners anymore.
Yeah. I think he'll be a lot more spotty if he's the true receiver 1. But still in the 6, not bad if he is. I think I would have got Jacoby Myers there. I think at this point, like if you're going double hero RB with an early QB and tight end, you got to play for the floor at receiver and for volume. Like I think I would have gone like DJ Moore, Worthy, Myers, Pearsall. But we'll see. Bears about to put up 70 on the Vikings week 1. I don't know.
I'll take that.
I don't think against that defense.
I'll take that.
Yeah, you guys can make your side bets. Whatever you want. Judy over DJ Moore, Pickens, and Worthy. Yeah, I don't know, man. Judy the 7th is a perfectly fine value, though. I just don't see a world where Judy repeats what he did last year. The majority of the volume came when Winston was quarterback. He's still like as good of like a pick as an Olave or arguably even a Diggs there. He is the wide receiver 1. There's no doubt about it. And the offense has at least looked promising and like it's a decent system under Stefanski, but it just feels like the Browns, you know? It just worries me. I need to lock in. I have no idea what I'm going to do these next 2 picks. 1-3, tough spot. Joku was awesome with Flacco's QB.
True.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about Joku right now. I'm talking about Jerry Jeudy.
I mean, Judy was pretty good. I mean, Amari Cooper had the big games with Flacco, so like, why can't Judy do that?
I mean,
Now that he can catch a football.
Judy was fine early in the season. Like, he went double digits 3 of the first 4 games with Watson at QB. But once again, I think Judy's fine in the 7th round. I don't know if I'm putting him over, DJ Moore, Pickens, and Worthy. Am I reading? I'm really bad at it. Is that the right sign? Judy over Moore, Pickens, and Worthy? Yeah. But yeah, no, I think the Browns starters are still good value. I mean, we see Quentin Junkins gone at the 8-1. So, still some belief.
Well, he got cleared, so he's good to
Yeah.
go.
Charges not filed. I don't know what in the world I'm about to do.
I feel that. I'm very lukewarm on my team right now.
Shakir's a good pick. I feel like you've got some pretty good value throughout this draft.
I was very happy Shakir made it back to me after Diggs. I'm very happy with those 2 picks. Made me feel a little better.
Back, but your flex starting receivers are going to be very solid.
If you got receivers for days.
Yeah, if C-Mac and Monty stay healthy, like, you're in a good spot.
If C-Mac gets hurt, my ship sunk. So whatever. I knew it when I was taking him. I was like, I'm begging CMC, please.
But Nico C-Mac, first 2 picks is very solid. Neighbors fell to the 112, but the Neighbors beat top stack. I guess not a stack by definition.
I didn't love the Neighbors report from Adam Schefter.
I know. I'm very worried about Neighbors personally. I am.
That was very weird and ominous. He was like, he is now not practiced for 11 straight days and what they're calling a back injury. Well, yeah, same with the Stafford quote from yesterday, which was very concerning. It's like, McVay will have an announcement on Monday. It's like, what does that mean?
3 injuries, separate injuries is. I mean, I won't be surprised if he doesn't practice again until walkthroughs before in week 1. But I've drafted a lot of Neighbors throughout the offseason, high exposure on Underdog. He's been my first round guy, so I've just kind of chilled out a little bit. My Neighbors love, and once again, like, you look at that range, there's just a lot of really good receivers. So. Man, I'm not going to lie. I was hoping Joe Mixon would fall here. I'll take Mixon as an RB4 all day long, even if he's not ready till like week 5. Talked about that in one of the videos last week. So, it was a tough pick. Jennings is gone. He's like my guy in this range. It's a tough pick. Couple guys I really like right here. But in honor of Pete, taking Jordan Mason. It's my RB4.
That was the one trade-off for the Shakir pick. I was like, I don't think Jordan Mason's going to make it back around to me. I was thinking Jordan Mason at the 8-3.
If I didn't take him, he was not going to make it back. That's for sure.
Yeah, I know that. I saw the running back start going. I was like, I was hoping Mixon would be the first back taken by you, and I was like, okay, then we might be able to finagle some stuff here.
You're in handcuff territory. There's still some good names though. Still some good names.
I'm just gonna go
all
wide receivers. Who needs a running back?
Yeah, there's quite a few players I like right here. So, and I just know this bunch, like, nothing's gonna get past. This is gonna be a
lot of great tight ends left too. Ton of great tight ends.
Yeah, these last couple of rounds are not going to be anything to sneeze at. So we'll see what happens. Just convinced the Browns will be bad. So what's the point in starting Flacco all year? I don't think
they may not be horrible if they start Flacco like the first whatever. 8 games, and then because none of their rookie quarterbacks are ready to play, and nobody likes Kenny Pickett.
I really like see they're just in such a bad situation. Like I feel like Kenny Pickett is the odd man out, but they traded for him. Like it doesn't make any sense to cut him. If they trade him, they're not going to get the same value back. They have
No,
two.
it made 0 sense drafting 2 rookie quarterbacks. It made 0. They were like forced to draft. They had, basically somebody put the proverbial gun to their head and made them draft Shedeur Sanders. Like
Yeah.
They were happy. Like, okay, here are our 3 quarterbacks. Like Gabriel's going to be our 3rd stringer. We're going to run with Flacco and Pickett as our starter back.
And then they bring in Snoop.
Well, that's because of injury. Everybody's was hurt.
But then I was reading like the injuries may extend long enough to where they have to keep Snoop Huntley too. That Watson is still technically on the roster. It's just a really it is not the situation they want. So, but yeah, I think I somewhat agree. Like, I don't know. The Browns are one of these teams. Like, even if they are bad, they're going to try and compete. You know, like, they don't care if they have 6 or 7 wins. I think if Flacco's bad enough, though, he'll just be benched. Like Flacco got benched last year by the Colts. You know.
Yeah, but that's the Colts.
Yeah, sure.
It's not the Browns. Much an elite offensive pedigree in Cleveland versus Indy. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I also feel like the Browns would be bad this year, but I will say they'll have a good pass rush because Myles Garrett is on this team. Drafted 2 rookie quarterbacks. Feel like they're going to play at some point. I don't know. They might be okay just letting them sit.
Yeah, I don't think people understand how bad like rookie quarterbacks actually are. Like there's all this hype and stuff, and then when you're like a 5th round quarterback as a rookie, like you're probably bad, and you're gonna need a full season to get ready.
Preseason's been promising, but none of these guys are ready. That's for sure. Let's see. John's team is cooking. Let's go. Let's go. It's a true hero RB build over here. Let's see what happens. I can tell you guys, I know who my next pick is. There are a couple players I really like right here, though, that I don't think will come back to me. But I feel as if this player is on the board, I got to pick him. Got to put my money where my mouth is. Yeah. You guys should know. Go Bo Nix.
Yep.
I need to start a little quarterback panic over here because the tier has dropped.
That's the right spot to take Bo Nix at the 9-3.
Bo Nix at the 9-3 feels great. So no quarterbacks gone since Baker selected the 6-3. But I still
Baker's gone somewhere in there. Obviously.
I would say I still think Baker would have been gone. So, but yeah, hey, give me a little Bo Nix, Cortland Sutton stack there. I'll take it.
Nobody panicking on Bo Nix is what helped.
Yeah. I don't think anyone thinks Shedeur is bad, quote unquote, but he's not ready to start.
I mean, define bad. Is he NFL bad? Yes.
He's not. Once again, like you look at a lot of there's a lot of very promising. It was a good start in week 1 preseason, but a lot of things he did that he could not do against the starting defense in the NFL. You can't run backwards,
Ever.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not Lamar. You're not Lamar Jackson. Okay, Lamar Jackson is the only guy. Maybe Josh Allen. And Mahomes doesn't even really run backwards. He kind of runs sideways.
We talked about it at the beginning of the stream. Like, you look at Dylan Gabriel's stats yesterday and Shedeur week 1. Like, they're both promising, but they need more time. Like, it's kind of like I don't think Jackson Dart is ready to start. And I think we should be a lot more comfortable with quarterbacks sitting rookie quarterbacks sitting longer, up to a full year, like or even like a Jordan Love situation. So it's tough. Not everybody's going to step in and be Bo Nix or Jaden Daniels.
Again, other guys that were 25 years old. Like,
Yeah.
Bo Nix was 30 and Jaden Daniels was 27.
Is there more to the mix and fall in the draft? I know he's wearing a brace and doesn't play in week 1 at least. I mean, I think the age and then being hurt a portion of last year. And then it's like the ankle injury happened earlier in the offseason, but then we had the foot injury. That's what's causing him to be in a brace or whatever, if I'm not mistaken. So it was a second injury. So that's basically it. But I'm not going to lie. If Mixon was there at the 8-10, I would have been ecstatic. Like, this is the type of situation where, like, if you're in a hero RB build where you're about to draft your RB4, that's where I want to take Mixon. But no, I mean, there's a couple of factors. I do like the Charbonnet pick a lot there. I still stand by my take throughout this offseason that Zach Charbonnet is the most valuable true handcuff in fantasy. Like players like Dobbins and Mason, I think have standalone value. In terms of like, if Walker goes down, I think Charbonnet, like you're a lock for double digits when he plays. So if you're in a position here where you're looking for later round value, Charbonnet is a great pick. All right, let me know in the chat or let us know how you guys are liking your team so far. Mixing that late could win leagues. I do agree. I talked about it in the video I put out earlier this week. I think he's a draft day steal. I think Jawan Jennings in the 8th is another good example. And Khalil Shakir. I meant to put Shakir in that video I put out. Like, Shakir is only falling where he falls. Like, don't get me wrong, he'd still be a 7th round pick, end of the 6th at best. But he's only going where he's going because he's dealing with the injury. But he's going to be ready week 1. So, not going to lie, I like John's team for once. Dang, you guys are cooking me. I'm glad you guys like it. He actually does better when he's sick. Thanks. I was really hoping for Keenan Allen in this draft. I knew if I didn't go Allen over Nix, like I probably wasn't going to get him. But I was hoping Keenan Allen might fall. I've been forgetting about Keenan Allen in a lot of our mocks, but this was like, I'm not forgetting about Keenan Allen tonight. But 9.9 makes sense. It's a really good pick there on a team that needs wide receiver depth. Team that is loaded at running back. John should have taken Moody over J-Mo. I guess that's the running joke of the year. Cedar Cinnabon's love for Moody. Moody injury scares me off. Redraft for now. Let's see. We'll keep a close eye on Moody tonight. Bryce not loving his squad. You're at the 1-9, right, Bryce? That's you. I do think. I mean, you guys gotta remember, it's a double flex format, so you guys can still flex running backs. I mean, Lamar, Ingram, Genty, A-Chain, Hendo. You just got to figure out the wide receivers. But there's a lot of upside in that wide receiver. Don't think I'm going tight ends in the first 5 rounds this year. I'm not either. If anything, I'll take QB earlier, 10-man, QB later, 12-man. Yeah. Or 10-man. Yeah. Honestly, I feel like at a 10-man, you can almost do any strategy. But it makes more sense to go QB earlier. I basically am looking at, does Baker or Bo Nix fall? If they fall, I'm taking one of them. If they don't, I'm not going to speak on it too much because we're at that point in this current draft. But I will be interested to see the next QB run in this draft. And I have a feeling this is going to be a draft where a lot of quarterbacks go very late. I wanted Tucker Kraft. He's gone. All right, 10th round, boys and girls. Just 3 rounds left, guys. Or 4 rounds. But we're 4, including the 10th round. Scattaboo.
I believe he's gonna be healthy.
Okay, I like it. I mean, in your position, I think it's a good pick. You need as much help at running back as you can.
Trust me, I have another 3 guys circled here that I'm gonna take my next. Hopefully, can take 2 of them with my next 2 picks.
I mean, really, yeah, that's how your draft's looking at, just basically just running backs, and then maybe best player available at the end there. But we'll see. I like it. It's a good value there. Like all the teams, says Andrea. So we do see a little tight end run. Kelsey, Andrews, Kraft gone in the 9th round. Do you like the Andrews value there? I have a feeling I'm not going to end up with a lot of Tucker Kraft this crowd.
No, it feels like he's been going a lot higher lately.
I thought Tucker Kraft was going to be my guy this year, but I don't know if you guys are going to let that happen. I just feel like with all those injuries to the receivers, he's going to have another big year. We'll see. All right. Meanwhile, the Bears scored a touchdown. Britton Brown. Britton Brown. He's looking okay. Backup running back. I don't know if I said this wrong at the beginning of the stream, but the Bengals Commanders play tomorrow, not tonight. All right. I'm interested to see these last 4 rounds, actually. Yahoo is Baker so low right now. I mean, I don't get the Baker. I think Baker should be confidently next to Burrow rankings. Burrow or Mahomes.
Yeah, I think the whatchamacallit? I think the Buccaneers are gonna have like one of the best offenses this year. So yeah, Baker, like, it could be in a situation now. Is Bucky gonna poach the touchdowns? Could be the fear.
He's a QB4 last year,
Yeah,
I can
they're
get
gonna be. They're significantly better on offense this year, I think, too.
Yeah, I mean, they had so many injuries last year, too. I mean, change at OC maybe worries some people, but
I think it was the same guy. I think it was they upgraded, though, from within. So
yeah,
that's better than bringing in somebody new. So it's basically the same system.
I feel like these next 2 picks, I'm stressing about them. I don't know exactly what I want to do. I think this team is going to be really reliant on the health of those first 4 receivers I took. I think they're going to really be the potential heartbeat. Andrews has tight end 1 potential early in the year. Yeah, I think Andrews is going to be great all year long. I mean, I think the recency bias on Andrews is crazy. I've talked about it a lot as of late. I know he had like 11 touchdowns last year. So, but that's the thing. Like, most tight ends are touchdown dependent. Once we get past Laporta, like, I think we're looking at majority of the fantasy points will come from touchdowns. Yeah, Likely's out for a bit, but like even when Likely's not out, I don't care. Andrews was plenty productive with Likely there last year. All right. Go in. Yeah, Christian Kirk is a beautiful pick there.
It was nice to see him back out there.
Yeah. I in full PPR, I'm all in on some Christian Kirk. Oh, it's a tough pick. I just don't think I can pass on Njoku here, so I'll get my tight end out of the way. See, I don't understand this. Why do Ravens fans hate Mark Andrews?
They
So
hate Mark Andrews.
I
Is that
don't.
Zay? Yeah, Zay.
Like we're talking fantasy. Like he's been the tight end 6 or better every year except for 2023 where he was hurt since 2019. Like I really don't understand it. He had 55 catches for 673 receiving yards last year and 11 touchdowns. So
He's a
you know,
Rashad Bateman. Bateman is the touchdown. He's a Rashad Bateman guy. Like Bateman's gonna have the big touchdown year for them.
even in 2023, he was on pace for a top 10 finish at worst, if not better. And he was still the tight end 15. So I don't, especially like if we're just talking pure fantasy, like there's no reason for the to dislike him. And likely was plenty productive with his volume last year: 58 targets, 42 catches, 477 receiving yards, 6 receiving touchdowns. But likely had 11.3 yards per catch. Andrews had 12.2 per catch. Like even if we look at regression for Andrews this year, I think he's still easily a top 10 tight end in fantasy, but I don't know. I don't get it. I get that I get the Bills game. I get that, but it's like I just don't get it. Tommy locks up Bijan and Algier. Like it. At this point, you may as well. There's not many running backs left here. Let's go to Podson. What are you doing about the Dallas running back situation? It's a good question. I think in fantasy redraft purposes, I'm avoiding it.
Say a prayer.
Yeah. But I like in the right situations, I think Javonte is the player to draft. I think it's his backfield to lose. I think he'll get the most volume early in the season. So if I'm going to draft a Cowboys running back, it is Javonte. And I do think at times he's a good value for what he is. But am I excited about it? No. But yeah, I do think it's his backfield to lose. Generally speaking, I don't want to draft any Cowboys running backs. I'm just, if it's going to be a Jadon Blue or Phil Maffa, which it very well could be, then I think I'd rather fight on waivers or take a dart throw at the very end of the draft. But that's about as far as I go. Thank you for joining, by the way, Potson. Thank you to any new viewers and listeners hanging out tonight. All right, I feel like I have to make this pick. There's a couple players at different positions I really like here, but I feel like being in the hero RB spot, I gotta take Rachaad White here. It fits the lore of the channel. Gotta go Rachaad White. I like him, but it's the money, 20 mil a year for not being the best tight end. But when he got signed in 2021, he was literally the best tight end in the league that year. He had 107 catches for over 1,300 receiving yards and 9 receiving touchdowns. And he's still been plenty productive in every year since. And had 847 receiving yards the following year, 5 receiving touchdowns. But also, like, you got to remember, too, when it comes to the Ravens, in terms of Lamar Jackson's progression as a quarterback, Mark Andrews has been huge. He's really been the only consistent, like, receiving option for Lamar, and the only person Lamar has consistently trusted. I mean, Flowers, Bateman in recent years, but Lamar came into the league in 2018 and full starter in 2019. So at the time, it made a lot of sense. Speaking as a Ravens fan myself, we cannot disassociate with our fandom enough to forgive Andrews for his transgressions and also accept he's good for fantasy. That's fair. I respect that.
How about Lamar? How about we forgive Lamar? We forgive Lamar, though, right? Like, Lamar had a couple of massive turnovers in that game. Like, what? Like, Lamar was horrible to start that game.
It's fair. Who are the top paid tight ends in the NFL? Let me look.
Kelsey, probably.
Kittle, McBride, Kelsey, Hawk, Mark Andrews. See, like, I feel like, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, when Hawkinson got re-signed.
Hawk's too expensive. Hawk is too
Yeah.
expensive. I 100% agree.
I feel like
Too
he's,
expensive.
I feel like Andrews it's actually a pretty good contract, all things considered. McBride and Kittle have gotten the most recent contracts, if I'm not mistaken, out of those 5.
Yeah.
But you look behind Andrews as Njoku, Ferguson, Cole Kmet, Pat Fryermuth, Jonnu Smith, Dalton Schultz, Evan Ingram. Like, where's Mark Andrews supposed to lie?
Yeah, like Cole Kmet's making insane money, and he's a backup tight end right now.
So I think it's 5th highest paid is pretty good. Should be pretty happy with that, especially because that contract has lasted the amount of time it's lasted. I mean, Kyle Pitts is number 20 in the NFL. He should be higher. Yeah, I mean, I like Bateman as well. Javonte is probably cooked. I think I can agree with that. We do have a score alert. Let's see who scored for the Bears. Bears are lighting it up tonight.
Hang the banner.
Hang the banner. Mike White's having an awful game. Tyler Scott.
He's not.
Hey, Mike White is a
He's getting
hero.
He's getting cut. Like, Trubisky is firmly the backup on that team.
He had a 2-week stretch. Long time ago. Bryce Young.
Anybody could be a Jets quarterback.
Dude, don't forget, it really looked like Mike White was the next coming of Jesus or something. Really wanted White to fall there. You guys know I couldn't let White fall. I do really like Braylon Allen. He went at the 11-4. I do really like Braylon Allen as a late round pick, but hey, if Rachaad White is there at value, you guys know I'm going to take him. LeBron's featured trade piece in Loveland. Yeah, Loveland. Am I crazy? Why is Loveland an ADP a full round after Warrens? Because we haven't seen Loveland play. Like, we just started seeing Loveland get snaps, be healthy, like in the last 2 weeks, where Warrens had a little bit more time to build some hype in preseason and training camp and stuff. Loveland was hurt through training camp. So, plus, you look at the Colts, Josh Downs is hurt. The quarterback situation's murky, but it's really just Pittman, Warren, Downs. Look at the Bears. There's a lot of mouths to feed. So I think that is baked into it too.
They could feed like Cole Kmet. Like, there's another tight end that they could just throw to instead.
Kmet is getting involved. And I don't think it's crazy to say that Kmet will still be involved this year. But we'll see. And also, I've seen plenty of mocks where Loveland goes like right next to Tyler Ward. So, but yeah, this was a relatively decent draft to wait at quarterback in. We're just now seeing Goff and Kyler gone. Everybody else after that is gone or still available. Sorry. Man, I really wanted Rashad Bateman here. I'm literally tempted to take a second quarterback, but I'm not going to. Yeah, I feel like every pick in this draft has been perfectly fine for me. But now this is just a tough.
Okay. You got to take your guy here.
Oh no, I don't know which guy. Oh, that guy.
That guy.
I don't think I need him.
Oh, fair enough.
I don't feel like I need him. I am glad I drafted Njoku when I did. I think I would have tried to wait for Kincaid, and obviously that didn't happen. Yeah, like the problem here is I really need to draft 2 receivers in this draft, but there's no receivers. So then you start to think, like, should I take a handcuff running back? I really don't need to. Should I take a second quarterback or second tight end? That's a little bit more debatable. I don't feel like I need to take another quarterback. And now I don't know which guy you're thinking of. I think I know which one. The receivers here are just bad. I really wanted Bateman. I passed on Mims also because I already have Sutton and Nix. All right, fine. It's fine. Fine, we'll stick with the lore of the channel. I actually at first I thought you were talking about somebody else, but is that who you're referring to?
I was referring to Justin Fields.
Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Yesterday's game had me a little bit more skeptical of Fields, but Nix and Fields does feel good. This team is very good, but the only problem is I'm thin at receiver. I'm very thin at receiver.
I thought you could have also went for the lulls at tight end and taken Kyle Pitts. I thought that's who you were also thinking.
I see. At first, I thought you were referring to a tight end who I'm not going to name because.
I mean, there's good tight ends there, but Kyle Pitts would have just been funny for the memes.
Yeah,
it's Kyle Pitts.
This was a really good draft to go late round quarterback or tight end. But also,
I'm pretty sure I had a dream about Kyle Pitts like last week. Like he scored a couple touchdowns. I was like, never don't fall for it.
I mean, I still think Pitts is going to have some okay moments this year, I do. Ricky Pearsall or Emeka Egbuka. I mean, honestly, probably still Pearsall for me. If we're just talking about the safest floor and value in terms of ADP, probably Pearsall. But I really like Emeka Egbuka. I like every piece of this Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense this year. But I would say based on ADP, I'm still leaning Pearsall. And Pearsall, don't forget, he went early in this draft. What do you guys think of CMC? I think we're fine with CMC. I mean, everything in terms of the offseason has gone smoothly and trading. There's been no bad reports. We're trying We'll try to not jinx Pete tonight. He did draft C-Mac second, but yeah, I think C-Mac at ADP is fine. We've been okay with him all offseason. Let me see. Good value on Kyler. Had to pass because he pissed me off last year. Yeah, I mean, he was a QB 10, but he was not a fun QB 10 to have. The ups and downs are very extreme. Mixon in the 8th is a smash pick. Yeah, we've talked about that throughout the course of tonight. I think he's a great pick there. QB room is deep this year. Yeah, I guarantee you the next league draft we do, it'll be the opposite. And the closer we get to August, the harder it'll be. But tonight was a good night. If he doesn't want to go like Dak Prescott, for example, he's still available in the 13th round. All right, Johnny Smith was the other player I thought you may have been referring to with that last pick. But
I mean, that would have been like a serious pick. I was thinking you were going to go with a laugh.
Because, I mean, Njoku still has some injury risk, But I'll play waivers for my tight end too. There are good tight ends available, but I need to draft somebody else at receiver. I probably didn't need to draft Justin Fields. But like Cedric Tillman was my highest ranked receiver available. These receivers are just like you're probably finding on waivers. Like the receiver position will be my number one target on waivers in this league. But I do have 4 very solid receivers to start. So, am I going to draft Xavier Legette? I guess I shouldn't be talking out loud. But yeah, the 13th round, I don't really care. If I snipe your 13th round player or someone else does because we talk about them, I'm sorry. And Torrey Horton got banged up yesterday. Does that mean Jake Bobo's on the rise? Jalen Coker's sick. I'm going to draft one of these players. What's your biggest piece of draft advice for newer drafters? This is my second draft. Don't overreact. Don't panic. I feel like early on in terms of like drafting, that's always like the hardest thing to not do is when it's time to draft, like freaking out. It'll be okay. Do as many mocks with real people as you possibly can. Which, by the way, guys, we're not going to have time to run a mock tonight because we're going to review all the teams. We're already almost to 2. We're at an hour and a half. But tomorrow night, I'll run like 2 or 3 mocks with you guys, so don't worry. But yeah, if you know your draft spot, run as many mocks as you possibly can. But overall, don't panic and try to establish a strategy before going in. Try and stick to that strategy. Let's say a hero running back, double hero running back, or 0 running back are basically your options. Or you can kind of do like a bounce back strategy where you alternate between the running back and receiver position for the first 6 rounds. I think those are really the only options. Anything else, you're just kind of winging it. All right. I've just been staring at receiver names. And I'm no further than I was.
You've not made any progress.
I guess it's Josh Palmer.
Yeah.
At least he's on the Bills.
At least he is on the Bills.
Sorry, guys. I usually don't hold up the draft. And there's a lot of receivers I like right there. I'm literally thinking of volume. Was your second season drafting? Yeah, don't panic. Let's say it's your second. Preparing for your second draft ever does feel scary. But yeah, don't get too caught up and trust your gut. Don't be afraid to get your guys. Junkins fell far in this draft. I drafted him as early as the 5th. I don't know about that. He's still a 7th rounder. Is pretty typical. Tommy, I'll go through all the teams at the end here in a couple minutes. These media drafts are so fake. They never draft any kickers or defense. Well, this league has no kicker or defense, so we literally cannot draft kickers or defense. And it's okay, misunderstanding. But if there's any fantasy channel that exists out there who cares about kickers and defenses, it is us. So I feel very attacked here.
Yeah, for real.
We release a defensive streaming and must-start video first thing every Monday during the season. Pete does a full kickers ranking. Pete ranks every kicker. Goes out every Wednesday during the season. But yeah, I think most leagues don't play with defenses or kickers. But yeah, the reason they're not being drafted is because this is a real draft, and this league has no kicker or defense. But we are here for you if you play with kickers or defenses, or both. Bears are up 28-0, going to the Super Bowl. Hang the banner. You guys prefer full PPR or half? Full. Always. Does catch fam do any keeper leagues? Yes. They are generally like League One is a keeper league. Like at least the thing with the keeper leagues, like I try to make them the leagues where the most people are going to be back. So League One, the Auction League, and the Superflex League are the only keeper leagues as of right now. It's tough once we start branching into 5 other leagues. Like if I'm going to set up a keeper league, I got to really know that people are going to be back. Like at least 10 to 11 people are going to be back. It's hard to get people to join a keeper league. Like they got to draft based on somebody else's draft board from the previous year, you know. Do you like my team? Kyler Stroud, Kyron, Junkins, Aaron Jones, Nico, BTJ, MH, Diggs, Tyler Ward, 1 flex. For single flex, this is fine. Starting one of the 2 quarterbacks, starting Kyron, starting Jones, potentially Junkins. For single flex, you're in a really good spot. I mean, Nico, BTJ, MH, Diggs, really, really nice. Tyler Warren, fine. Yeah, everything looks very solid. RB2 could be frustrating at times, but you could have gotten two very solid values, in Judkins and Jones. I mean, everybody qualifies for the keeper leagues, but they're already completely filled, basically. And then, like, I mean, I put it out on Discord. There have been openings. Like, there was an opening in the Superflex League and the Auction League. And nobody claimed it. Or, I mean, not somebody did claim it, but
like, nobody was fighting for it.
Yeah, nobody was fighting for it. So. But I do have room in the 3 wide receiver league. I still have 5 spots. That's actually going to be this Saturday's draft. And I actually was thinking of making that a keeper league. Because usually the keeper leagues will be like one of the different leagues. So I was thinking of making that a keeper league. I have 5 spots, $20 buy-in. Let me know if you guys want in. I do need to get it filled. Okay, let's do it, boys and girls. Let's go League 2. Congrats to everybody. Great draft tonight. You guys killed it. Let's review every single team. If I can get through this without blowing my nose, it'll be a miracle. Okay, this was a tough draft. Let's start with Chase at the 1-1. He drafted Jamar Chase. Surprise. JSN, Devonta, Addison, Myers, Pittman, Tillman. You are loaded at receiver. JT, Connor, Dobbins, Benson. Basically a hero RB build. Purdy in the 10th, Johnny Smith in the 12th. So maybe not an extreme amount of upside at QB or tight end, but you got good value there for sure. JT, Connor's fine. You did handcuff Connor, which is smart. I like Dobbins in the 8th. But your receivers are loaded in a full PPR double flex. This is a very good receiver room. Chase, JSN, Devonta, Myers to start week 1. Addison on the bench, suspended for 3 games. But overall, really, really solid receiver room. Pittman also a solid value in the 9th round. Your running back room is a little thin if something happens to one of those starters. But ultimately, very, very good team. Especially if Johnny Smith can produce for you. And if not, you can fight on waivers. Very solid team, especially for this format. Great wide receiver. Dame. Quarterback in the 4th, tight end in the 2nd, 2 running backs in the first 4 rounds. Let's see how it shook out. You got Bijan, Kyron, Javonte, Algier, Dylan Sampson, Jalen Wright. Receivers are looking at Pickens, Debo, Pearsall, Coleman, Demario Douglas. So you're going to start JD5, start McBride, start Bijan, start Kyron. Obviously, that's super solid. Going to start Pickens, start Pearsall, start Debo in the flex. Then you just got to kind of figure out this last flex spot. I do like the value on Pop Douglas. Could be a solid option, maybe not a high ceiling, but solid enough. And then, yeah, I mean, obviously your running backs are thin after Kyron Williams here. So if you get any type of value here, you're going to be happy, right? And I do think you picked some good names for that to potentially happen. And obviously handcuffing Bijan was smart for you. But this team can work. As we discussed earlier in the draft, you just got to really hope that you hit on the right receivers and flex options. First 4 picks, though, those guys are going to be your bread and butter. All right, we'll skip over mine and Pete's till the end. All right, we got James here at the 1-4. Caleb Williams, I mean, Bears go in the Super Bowl, so I still think I draft Dak over Caleb personally. Laporta in the 6, I'm okay with it. Gibbs, Jacobs, Warren, Braylon Allen, not bad. Pretty dang good running back room. Tyreek Hill, T-Mac, DJ Moore, Judy, Kupp, Kirk, Bateman. I mean, all things considered, very good receiver value in this draft. I am interested to know, would you have gone Mixon at the 8-9? I need to know. I need to know if I could have got Mixon in the 8th if LeBron's didn't take him. But Warren, still a good pick there. So you're going to be starting Caleb, Laporta, Gibbs, Jacobs, Hill, T-Mac, Moore, Judy. It's a solid enough lineup, and I think the bench is good. I think your late round picks, you got really good value. You took a lot of guys that I like in that range. Bateman and Kirk, you sniped me on. I mean, those were two true snipes in this draft. I would have really liked to get Kirk at the 10-10, Bateman at the 12-9, and like a late round tight end somewhere in there. So very good value picks. LeBron's. I feel like you always draft Josh Allen. Allen and Prescott, Bowers and Loveland. Let's see how two QBs, two tight ends work for you. Chuba, Harvey, Mixon, Sharps. I think for waiting on running back, that's about as good as it gets for not going RB till the 4th. Lamb, Waddle, Olave, Shaheed, Burden. We'll say I think the receiver room's the weakest part of this team. But then again, these late rounds were tough at receiver. So, like, taking a Loveland and a Prescott, like, I don't hate it. Yeah, you can flex a tight end, I guess. So, starting Allen, Bowers, obviously huge positional advantage there. You and Tommy both went with the early positional advantages. Chuba, Harvey, Lamb, Waddle, Olave, Shaheed, or Mixon, or Burden. You got to figure out that final flex spot. I'm not a Waddle guy. Not huge on Olave right now, but I digress. Mixon and Sharps are really good value for you. But I think at the end of the day here, as long as Waddle and Olave work for you, Steve would be very solid. All right, Busta's at the 1-6. This is another team. They're like right there in the middle. A lot of times you just get really good value coming to you. And I feel like this is what happened for you tonight. Let's see. Kyler, Fergie, Kelsey, solid there. Good late round values. Chase Brown, Hampton, Swift, Caleb Johnson feels like this could be one of those teams we look back on in the running back room. You're just like, this running back room was absolutely loaded. JJ Adams Worthy, really solid for the first 5 rounds at receiver as well. Even if you're low on Adams right now, I think it's pretty good value for him. Jaden Reed is another guy. Like, I get it. I get it. This is a player who could really pay off as an 8th round pick. Mooney as well, and Marvin Mims. This is a good squad. This is a team that got really good picks towards the end of the draft. So you're starting Kyler, one of the 2 tight ends, Chase Brown, Hampton, JJ, Adams, Worthy. I think you're flexing Swift, but you could certainly have other flex options on this bench. Very, very solid team. A lot of times people don't like drafting from those middle rounds. I'm telling you, it's just, I feel like really good value lands to you a lot of times from like the 1-6 or 1-7. Let's see what Chance did. By the way, did you listen to the new Chance the Rapper album, Chance? Goff in the 12th, great value. Hawkinson in the 7th. Bucky, Kamara, Pacheco, nice start. Chubb, JCM, Ollie Gordon at running back from the 10th through the 13th. Amon-Ra, MH, Ridley, Jennings, Higgins. Yeah, I feel like pretty good value throughout this draft. I would have gone Keenan Allen over Higgins personally, but I like this draft a lot. You're going to start Goff, Hawkinson, Bucky, Kamara, St. Brown, MH, Ridley, Jennings. Pacheco's a flex option too. You also have a lot of potential running backs on the bench that could pay off too. Good team. All right, Z Fighters at the 1-8. Hurts in the 5th might be the best pick of the whole draft, honestly. Hurts in the 5th or Worthy in the 5th are in running for the best picks of the draft. Brees Hall, Brian Robinson, Ramondre, Najee, and Tajay Spears. A lot of discount running backs, that's for sure. I will say this running back room is a little sketchy, but it could pay off. Puka, London, Garrett Wilson is a fantastic start, though. Rashee Rice, this is the right team to have Rashee Rice on. Josh Downs in the 8th, Hollywood in the 13th. So you're starting Hurts, Warren, Puka, London, Wilson, I guess Rashee Rice, Brees Hall, Brian Robinson, more than likely. unless he gets traded as an RB2 all of a sudden. But if you can figure out the RB2 spot here, I think this is another very solid team. All right, Bryce at the 1-9. We got Lamar. We got Ingram. Solid there. Genty, A-Chain, Hendo with Tootin in blue. Jadon Blue, excuse me. This is an interesting build. But this running back room could be absolutely wild. Hunter, Emeka Egbuka, Adunze, Allen, Kyle Williams, Pat Bryant. Receiver is going to be interesting for you. But you're going to start Lamar, Ingram, Genty, A-Chain, flex Hendo, start Hunter, start Rome, then flex Keenan Allen or Emeka Egbuka. Or I guess, really, you can flex any of the receivers. So really, you're just shooting for like potential volume and starters or handcuffs with those last 4 picks. I think that's okay. This team has a lot of upside. This could be a team we look back on, be like, that was a very smart draft, or things could get shaky very quickly, but I like it. All right, Emil goes Burrow and Tua, Kittle early, Henry, Aaron Jones, ETN, Ford, and Dowdle. AJ Brown, Metcalf, Godwin, Ayuk, Thielen. So a couple of discount players. I wonder, some of you guys, you're already making waiver moves. Yeah, you are. Emil's already made 2 waiver moves. Technically, I'm supposed to turn waivers off, but honestly, I'll leave them up for 24 hours. It doesn't really matter. Emil has added Kyle Pitts and Romeo Dobbs. Z Fighter added Dallas Goedert. So Z Fighter put who? Rice? Or no, Najee, because I don't have suspensions on for IR, but Najee is probably IR, so that makes sense. Emil puts Ayuk and Godwin on IR. That could pay off. So you're starting Burrow, Kittle, Henry, Jones, Brown, Metcalf. But that's the thing. Like, you're flexing ETN and Romeo Dobbs. You're flexing Kyle Pitts. Could pay off. But you have some decisions to make. Interesting team for sure. I guess Adam Thielen might be startable in the flex. All right. Jake here. Sorry. I try to get all your guys' names right between your League Safe, Discord, and Sleeper names and YouTube names. So if I got anyone's name wrong, sorry. All right, Mahomes, Kraft, and Kincaid. I do think 2 really solid picks at tight end here. Neighbors, B. Tom Flowers, Matthew Golden, Trey Harris, and the preseason savior, Afton Chisholm. Walker, Cook, Judkins, Bixby. I will say for going back-to-back wide receiver at the 112, this is about as good of a running back situation you can hope for with Walker and Cook there. So I like that a lot. Judkins, Bigsby, fine. I think that they were honestly good values where he got them. Tight end room looks good. And a pretty good receiver room. Starting Mahomes, one of the 2 tight ends. Neighbors, B. Tom, Walker, Cook, Flowers, Golden. That's pretty dang solid, man. Once again, if I'm going to draft 2 receivers with that first and second round turn, Walker and Cook, guys I'm kind of hoping for. A lot of really good teams. All right, let's roast Pete's team. He got Baker in the 6th. Andrews in the 9th. Nothing wrong there. C-Mac, Monty, you're basically in a true double hero RB build.
Don't love it. Don't love it.
Honestly, for what it is, it's not bad. But, you know, you could be rotating your bench running backs for sure. But you got Scatterboo, Eckler, Ray Davis. But if you get, you know, if C-Mac and Monty are healthy, I mean, your receiver room's really solid. Solid QB tight end situation. Nico, Evans, Scary Terry, Diggs, Shakir at receiver. And Rondell Robinson was a good 13th round pick. So starting Baker, Mandrews, C-Mac, Monty, Nico, Evans, Terry, Diggs. Shakir's able to fit in there. McLaurin is not playing or Diggs is not playing. But honestly, really good value at receiver. And I'm glad you did. I feel like you didn't panic at running back. You just let the board play itself out. And
Yeah, I
I think,
had so like instead of Diggs, I had like like if Caleb Johnson falls, that's I go running back there.
yeah,
I really wanted Burrow. I could have easily instead of Baker. No, I'm okay with. I'm happy with Baker. It's just early. Like I liked Ridley, Pollard, and Swift in that range. So probably go running back, but I could have easily went Ridley because I think Ridley's going to be good there. And yeah, just running backs not great. I was hoping Tootin would slide back around for instead of Scatabo, and I was going to go like Tootin Eckler, but I'm okay with Ray Davis. I think if B Rob gets traded, like Eckler's going to be the starting running back technically, I guess. So
yeah, yeah. It was a tough position to be in, but I think the right move was the only other thing you could have done is I think is if you like you said you wanted to go Burrow, you didn't get him, so you went QB, which I think was perfectly fine. You did go Baker there, then you could have gone Swift or Pollard, right? And then like you still could have got Diggs, Shakir Andrews, and got a late round QB. But other than that, I don't think there's any move you could have made. Like you said, Caleb Johnson didn't fall. B Rob didn't come to you. I think you maybe could have quote unquote reached for Jordan Mason. Made a homer
that
pick.
that that would have been the over pick there instead of Shakir.
Yeah. That's maybe the only
Yeah.
other thing. But I think Shakir was a really good value. And like you still have some age concerns with your receivers. So to get the extra receiver, like Diggs may not be ready week one, potentially. So
I mean, it's really easy for me to approach the waiver wires at least. Like it's running back, running back, running back. Like I don't need to worry about receivers at all off of waivers unless I
yeah,
get
we have
a
the
devastating injury bug.
opposite
Yeah.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to worry about receivers. So but yeah, I think at the end of the day it was a good draft for you. All right. I mean, apparently you guys like this draft. So
It's not your draft.
I don't dislike this team, and I very rarely like draft a team and I'm like super upset or anything. I just I I needed one more receiver I really believed in after the Jordan Mason pick. You know, um, I if I could have got Keenan Allen, and I could have gone with Allen at the 9-3, and I almost did. And I still drafted two quarterbacks, which was not what I planned on doing whatsoever, especially after getting Bo Nix. But maybe I go Allen over Nix, and that kind of would have put me in a position where I probably would have gone Fields and Prescott. That's about the only thing I would have changed here. I also don't know if the Rashad White pick was 100% necessary. So I could have gone Marvin Mims there or Rashad Bateman. But once again, I did get sniped here. I wanted Kirk at the 10th, and I wanted Bateman in the 12th. So those are good picks there. So I just feel like the one thing missing from this team was a hero RB approach, almost tried and true to the method. And, in a lot of the mocks, like I just go QB and tight end in the 12th, 13th, whatever. But I said it again in the mocks, like when it's time to actually draft, I will draft those positions a little bit earlier just in case people do start to make a run and then I'm left with complete scraps. So I like this team, but I really need these four wide receivers that I drafted early to stay healthy. But starting Knicks, I got Fields on the bench, so I'll take the upside there. I still think it's worth it. But mixed reviews out of the two preseason games. And Joku's my starting tight end, which I'm okay with. But yeah, we did have some really good tight end value fall in this draft. And like looking at waivers, like there's still decent tight ends out there, but like Fergie in the 13th, for example. Anyways, I'm starting Knicks or Fields and Joku, Barkley, Pollard, Ladd, Higgins, Sutton, J-Mo. So I know exactly what my starting lineup is. Tracy and Jordan Mason, I think, are very solid bench running backs. And I got my guy Rashad White. Almost forgot about him. Then I just take a dart throw at receiver to end the draft, and that dart throw is Josh Palmer. So still a solid draft, but it never goes exactly how you want it to. In mocks, it will. But there's always something that gets messed up.
Whenever it's a real draft, whenever there's money on the line, it just always everyone's more aggressive for their guys, and they don't take as many risks early, and they take a lot more risks late. So it's how it always goes.
Yeah.
Good practice though. I have another one. You have a million more, and I got an auction one, which is also fun, but too long to stream, unfortunately.
And it'll change. Every draft will be a little different. This was a great draft. You guys killed it. Going to be a good league this year. Waivers will be open for like an hour, and then I'll turn them off. So you guys want to make any changes, do it quickly, and then they'll just turn to should be fab. Yeah. So you guys have $200 budget. Doing fab. Like we did last year. Okay, let me get to a couple of the questions here, and then we'll wrap up for the night. Thoughts on the Patriots rookie Henderson? Yeah, he's the real deal. Yeah. Ramondre's still going to get some touches, but Henderson has a ton of receiving upside. And, he goes at the 4-4 tonight. I think that's about where you're going to see him go in drafts. Seeing him go before Hall, Kamara, Chuba does not surprise me. Who are you taking over him? I'm still taking Cook and Walker over him. So the draft board is tried and true. And I still like a lot of the receivers in that range, but I think Henderson has more upside than most of the other running backs. I still like Breece Hall, but I have maybe more concerns I did earlier in the offseason. I still like Kamara, but I have concerns about the offense. I do think Chuba's starting to get a little bit undervalued.
Yes, I agree. I think that's a really good spot for Chuba, right?
Yeah, I like where Chuba goes in drafts. No problem, Tommy. Glad you're here with us. Just drafted your family league at the 1-5. Got Chase, Kyron, Bucky, Hampton, T-Mac, Devonta Smith. Very good. Wait, how'd you get Jamar at the 1-5? Bijan, Saquon Gibbs, Allen?
Yeah, wait, hold. He must have been drafted with a Cowboys fan. Getting Jamar Chase to 1-5.
This was a family league of Josh Allen went at the 1-4. And it's not a super flex or double quarterback.
Yeah. And then everybody went running backs early. Yeah, they go to the 3 running backs, and then someone takes a quarterback.
Yeah, these first 6 picks for you were very good.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Yeah, I mean, just the fact that you got Chase at the 5 is a win.
Won the draft.
Almost fainted. Yeah, I don't blame. She writes on draft before me to sound a principal. I mean, that's fair. Like, we don't really know the situation. He could end up being a great value. Could end up being really frustrating. All right, great draft tonight, guys. We will have our next draft Saturday night for the 3 wide receiver league, which I'll get filled one way or another. It does have 5 open spots. Every other league is filled. $20 buy-in on League Safe. Have to pay to get the link on Sleeper. Friday night we had the Superflex draft actually, which is a keeper league, but we'll be doing a Superflex draft Friday night. Saturday night we have the 3 wide receiver league. Sunday night we have League 3 drafting, and Monday night we have, not tomorrow but following Monday, we have League 1 drafting. Then that Tuesday we have the auction league drafting, but I will not be streaming the auction draft. I never do. We did it like the first year, but it's not worth streaming, and it takes too long. Do you keep Allen or Henry? Really depends on where you drafted them, and are you going to forfeit a draft pick, or are you in a league where you don't forfeit a draft pick? Probably by principle, Derrick Henry. But if you keep Josh Allen, is it going to be a bad keeper? No, probably not. All right, so yeah, a lot of drafts coming up through next weekend, and we'll have a couple more that will pop up after that as well. If you guys want to get in on the final draft or final league of the year, let me know. And we're going to have a ton of content coming out this week and next, so make sure you guys are staying posted. We are getting closer and closer, ladies and gentlemen. All right. that's going to do it. Pete, we'll let you say bye. We'll get out of here.
All right, great to get the first draft out of the way. It was fun. Way more drafts to come. It's going to be a great season. Probably the best season ever on the channel. So thanks for having me as always. I'm excited. I'm ready to roll. Let's get it.
Let's go. Beautiful draft, everybody. Congrats to league number 2. I will be back on tomorrow for some mock drafts. And let's go. That'll do it. First draft in the books. I'm pumped. Everyone have a great night. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for talking some fantasy. With that, I'll say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on The Catch. And